Good morning. Welcome back to Saturday morning Qigong with the Alexandria Museum of Art and Levy Tai Chi School. That's me. It is Saturday. It is May 9th, and we are rocking and rolling with the Qigong, the morning Qigong class, the Badwan Gin, the 8 Silken Changes. I had mentioned, I think, Friday or Thursday that our last few Saturdays have been kind of beginner-themed classes. We've had a beginner in class, and we've been doing a lot of verbalizing for her. And I'm happy to say we have 3 beginners this morning. I'm very excited. So if you're a beginner at home and you've been a little iffy, been on the fence, been a little unsure, see what we're doing. Listen to me, watch what we're doing. We'll give you a lot of basics on how to move, how to breathe, how to hold yourself, a little bit of mindfulness, and see if it's something you like. It's an interesting thing. It's a simple thing. It does not take much effort. It takes no special clothing, no special gear. I was talking to Georgia this morning, as I often do before class, and there is a big yoga group on the levee under the pavilion this morning. And I was jokingly telling her I didn't want to be catty this morning and start comparing apples to oranges and yan the yoga people. The truth is there are so many routes to the same hub. It's all the same spokes. They're around the hub. We're all going to the same place. We're aiming for mindfulness, for strength, flexibility, better musculature, better everything up here as well, especially up in the mind. It's just different routes. It's all it is. Our route doesn't require you getting on the ground, which is a plus for some people. Of course, you've seen me dress up in these fancy clothes. It doesn't take any kind of fancy clothing or anything. It just takes effort. And all these things do. That's part of our discussion this morning. There really is no easy route to the goal. There's no pill you can take. There's no supplement you can buy that's going to give you mindfulness, that will give you this instant health. You work at it. And some routes are easier than others. Some are tougher. Ours tends to be fairly easy, physically at least. The mental part can be a little doing. So this is one route. Don't feel trapped by it. Don't feel constrained by it. I would say this, and I've not asked this for a long time. I used to ask this quite a lot in class, I think pre-COVID actually, when we had big classes. If you find something you enjoy here, if you come here and you go through the form, you do the 8 postures, and you walk out and you feel a little more limber and you feel a little more centered, tell somebody. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a stranger, tell the lady at the checkout stand. Hey, I did this thing at the museum and it was kind of cool and it was free and it took, about 45 minutes and it was relatively simple and I don't hurt and I feel limber and my mind feels a little better. Tell somebody. That's how we grow. We don't grow by Facebook ads or by museum marketing or something like that. It's just word of mouth. Someone says, hey, there's this thing. You might like it. Tell them, and we appreciate that. So for my beginners this morning, what we're doing, of course, is the Badwan Gin. It's Chinese for the 8 Silken Changes. Qigong is an energy cultivation form. We're just going to build energy. That's all we're going to do. We're going to do that by breathing very deeply, very slowly, and we're going to move through a series of postures, there's 8 of them, very slowly. Nothing's jumpy in here, there's no jump around, there's no punching, there's no crazy stuff. It's all very calm and smooth. So, the basics, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, nice and slow. So if you hear yourself, that's too much. Nice and relaxed. Okay, and we're going to move very slowly. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the hardest part of this whole thing for you right now is going to be moving slowly. We're used to going fast. We do everything fast. We go fast, we shop fast, we read fast, right? Everything is fast. In here, we take our time, and that's tough. You keep thinking you're going to get somewhere if you go faster. There's nowhere to get. We're going to be here, relaxed, together, comfortable, and move a little bit. I will point out the forms where some of them are a little more risky on your joints. So if you got a bad back like I do, or if your knees bother you, I'll say, hey, look, watch this, be careful. And if you can't do it, no big deal. Or if you feel like maybe you shouldn't do it, hey, Shonu, if you feel you can't do it, it's okay. If you just skip that posture, you can just stand and relax and just breathe along with us. The breathing is the main thing. What we're doing is telling our bodies with this nice slow breath that there's no threat, there's no worries, we're calm or relaxed. That's going to slow your heart rate, it's going to drop your pulse, it's going to oxygenate your blood, it's going to make you feel better. So even if you don't do all the movements, just breathe with us. Okay? All right, so there's 8 postures. We do them 8 times each. I'll do all the counting for you. You ain't got to sit there and go, well, is this 7 or 6 or where am I? I'm going to do all that for you. And you'll see very quickly what I'll do is I'll give you a little verbal warning right before the end. I'll say breathe in or breathe out. And that's your cue. Okay, watch me, he's fixing to close up and go to the next one. So make it easy on you. You've got plenty of space since we're spaced out naturally. We need about that much space usually. We've got plenty of space for you. We're going to start out with not one of the postures, but something called the sow. It's a little, like a palate cleanser. It kind of puts us in the mindset of moving slowly and breathing deeply. Now, my last little thing, and we'll start. Some of these movements have a very, very long duration. I'm going to say breathe in. You're going to breathe in from down here, and you're going to breathe in and 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 breathe in. And you're like, oh, I can't do that. I'm full. Sorry, can't happen. It's okay. It takes months and months of time to develop your lung capacity where you can breathe in slowly from the floor all the way up there. So if you do it in 2 breaths, cool. 3, cool. 4, whatever it takes. The only thing I ask is you don't pant. Don't start breathing real fast. Try to keep yourself breathing real slow. Breathe in, get full, breathe out. Breathe in again, breathe out, and just keep going that way. Don't hold your breath. For some reason, people want to hold their breath. They'll start up, and they'll stop, and they'll quit breathing, and they'll keep going. Don't hold your breath. All right, let me get back a little bit so the camera can see me okay. All right, so easy stuff, all right? Feet together, just comfortably. Knees a little bit bent. It's like the holding the breath. We always want to lock our knees and get real, nice and relaxed. What we're going to do is standing here, we're going to take a deep breath in. We'll breathe out. We're going to sink just in our knees. So we'll hold our torso straight. We're just going to sink down, down, down until you're comfortable. We're not worried about sweating here. Just get down comfortable. We'll do a little clap like that. We're going to breathe in. We're going to open up, come way, way up, and then come down. That's the sound. Simple stuff. Okay? So, nice and relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are dropped. There you go. That's exactly it right there. That little wiggle. All right. Let's take a deep, deep breath in. Fill your lungs all the way up. All right. Breathe out. Sink. You're going to be empty just at the bottom. Empty right there. Little clap. Here we go. Breathe in. Straighten nice and slow. Let your head go back. Take that second breath if you have to. At the top, give yourself a good stretch. Just pull up straight. Roll your hands over. And then breathe out. And come straight down. Let your head come forward. Just breathe out. Let your hands come to rest. Just like that. Simple stuff. Ain't no rocket surgery in here. Easy stuff. The goal eventually, not today, not immediately, but the goal eventually is to time your breathing. So like in that one, for instance, your lungs are empty there, and then they're completely full right there, and they're empty down there. It takes practice. If you don't get it today, no big deal. Okay? That's your end goal. That's down the road some. Today is just practice. Today is play. This should be fun. All right, so first of the 8 postures. It's called lifting the heavens. To start with, we're going to step out to our working stance, which is just shoulder width. So we're just going to step out one time, just like that. Easy as that. Now we'll get centered on the camera again. All right. Lifting the heavens goes like this. We're going to cup our hands. We're going to breathe in and lift to right there. So we just breathe in. Get your lungs as full as you can. Right there. Roll your hands over. Breathe out. Let your head go back. Come all the way up. Again, yourself a good tall stretch. Roll your hands. Breathe in. Again, that same spot right near your collarbones. Head comes forward. And then breathe out. You're going to try to empty right at the bottom. Just roll your hands. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. That's 2. Roll nice and smooth. Breathe in. Out. In. And out. We're going to keep going. I'm going to quit talking. Nothing's going to change. Let's just keep going, and I'll tell you when we get close. Breathe out. So this time we just come down, hands come to rest. There we go. We'll step back to our center stance so our feet are together again. Y'all gonna do it in 1, I'll do it in 2 because I'm trying to stay centered to this camera. So y'all do it in just one little step. And we'll go sow again. So nice and straight, relaxed, nice full lungs all the way in. Breathe out. Sink down, just comfortably. Little clap. Straight and nice and slow as you breathe in. Head goes back. Lungs are just full. And breathe out. All the way down. Head comes forward. And again, your hands just come to relaxed. Easy stuff. All right, now I'm going to say this. This is an important part. When I first started this, I didn't mention it a whole lot, and I probably should have more. There's variations within this form that are too numerous to count. And as a teacher, I see all these little variations in people as they learn things, as they learn how they're doing this thing. And I have my way of doing it, which is sometimes a little different from somebody else's way. There's not really a wrong way to do this. Okay, you can do it a little different. It's not hurt a thing. I don't want you in lockstep. I don't want you exactly like me the whole time. And my best example actually comes from the yoga folks. I've had some yoga folks in here, some yogis and so forth. When they sow, they'll breathe out and breathe out, breathe out, and they'll finish with their palms open. So I assume it's a yoga thing. And it's cool. It makes them happy. It makes them relaxed. They're comfortable with it. It's something they do before, and it doesn't change a thing. important thing is you're moving slowly and you're breathing slowly. All this is just semantics. This is just extra. So, if you find yourself a little bit off in terms of, okay, so I'm not coming down straight, I'm kind of coming down this way, or I'm doing something different, don't sweat it too hard. The speed is the important thing, the nice, even pace is the important thing, and the fact that you're breathing and moving slowly. If your hands are off here, okay, I'm not going to point you out. George, you're doing it wrong. No, there's not really a wrong. Don't let it fret you. Okay, owl gazes backwards. This is my first warning. This is a back stretcher. These first two postures warm us up. And we do a lot of twisting in this one, all through our back. So if you've got back problems, just be very wary of your vertebrae moving and how you feel. If you can't get all the way around, it's no big deal. If you feel you can't really twist, then don't worry about it. Sit with us, breathe with us, get the next one. What we're going to do, go back to our shoulder width stance. So we're going to step out comfortably. Now, this time, our feet stay planted the whole time. We're going to let everything else twist. Ankles, knees, hips, especially the torso, shoulders, neck, everything. All we're going to do is twist to one side as we breathe in. We're going to breathe out, back to our center. We'll breathe in and breathe out. That's all it is. And that's one cycle. We'll do 8 cycles. So we're going to hold our hands behind our back, just comfortably. No fists, nothing serious. Now, I'm going to start to your left. So watch me. Watch the pace. So feet planted. We're going to breathe in, turn very gently, as far as you can, comfortably. And then breathe out and come back to your center. And then to your right. Breathe in and out. There we go. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In out, in and out. Let's keep going. Breathe out. Let your hands relax. Back to your center. There we go. One more sound. Deep breath in. wish y'all could be here in person because something just happened I want to mention real quick. I'm not going to call him by his name or anything, point anybody out. But something just happened, and it's important. And it's on the same line of that, there's no wrong way. Some of them here just got real relaxed. And they roll their shoulders and did the head thing, and your muscles are all relaxing, you kind of roll and you relax. If you feel the need to do that in the middle of this, please do. Please do. This is about relaxing. So when that tension is all bound up and you got your shoulders up and you got had a bad week at work and your husband's making you aggravated and kids are driving you crazy, you're all, and something happens and you go, and it all just drops off of you. If that happens in here, then you roll your neck, you do your shoulders, whatever you got to do, let that go. Let it go. This is the place for it. I'm not going to go, well, she ain't hold herself straight. There's something wrong. No. Let go of it. Let yourself be soft. The softer, more relaxed you are, the easier all this is and the better it feels. So if you've got to shake your hands or whatever, then you do it. All right. So next posture is called draw bow. This is a little more physical. I say that to tell you that this is not a physical class. This is not PE in school. We ain't going to be sweating in here. We're not going to be all super low, super deep, working hard. The physical side, and you'll see me kind of go physical, is entirely secondary. This is about this up here more than the legs and the arms and being strong. So when I say we're going to a horse stance, you ain't got to get super deep, you ain't got to get super strong. We're going to move slow and breathe deep. So the main difference in this one is we're going to step out shoulder width twice. So we're going to start on one side, step out shoulder width. We're going to shift to that side, step out shoulder width again. These shoes are slippery, so be very careful with the shoes. So, you're riding a horse now. The horse in the middle of you. You don't have to get down low. If you want to, you certainly can. It is a very physical thing. It'll strengthen you up, but you don't have to. Okay? Your forearms are tucked in, right at your ribs. Nice and comfortable. Loose fist. Nice and loose. None of this. Okay? Now, I'm going to walk you through slow. If you don't get right off the bat, no big deal, right? All right. We'll start with our left hand, and then go all the way out. Just like that. Now, we're going to breathe in, make a half circle around. So it's going to breathe in nice and slow. Just like that. Now, our right hand is going to come up and forward. You're holding a bow. So the string is here. You're going to pull on that string as you breathe out. And notice you're also going to shift a little bit. There you go, just like that. Now, be very careful to stay straight through your torso. For some reason, our bodies want to make us do this. Shoot for the sky. Nice and straight. Nice line across your arms, across your forearm there to your elbow. That left hand tucks in again. Open your right. Breathe in. Come around. There you go. Left hand comes up and forward to hold your bow. Right hand, as you breathe out, draws you to your right. You should get a good stretch in that tendon inside your thigh. There you go. You feel it? All right. Right tucks in. Breathe in. I got this. Up and forward. Breathe out. Draw yourself to your left. Tuck in. Breathe in. Draw to the right. Breathe in. And out. Nice, smooth movement. There you go. Nice and smooth. In. And out. In. Out. In. keep going. Breathe out. Hold just a second, let your hands come down. And come back to your center. And we'll step in twice back to our center. So 1 and 2, nice and clean. Neat. All right. One more south. Deep breath. What you probably noticed in the sows in that last posture, every time you do one, you get a little further. You move a little bit further out that way or backwards or whatever you're doing. It's a little bit extra every time. It's exactly what you want. Little gains. We're not aiming for great big giant gains. We're not trying to force ourselves down until our heels hit our butt. We're not trying to get crazy. Those small gains are what we want. That means your body's loosening up, your joints are warming up, your muscles are warming up, you're getting a little bit better. And we keep building in little increments straight on through. Okay? So, next posture. Stars fall to earth. Looks like touch your toes, and it's not. That's important because I hated touch your toes indeed. My ligaments are short, have always been short, will probably always be short. I cannot get my hands on the ground or anywhere close to my toes, and I just can't do it, and that's how it is. Some was lucky enough they can. What we're going to do is let our spine relax, let our spine limber out some. So what we do, we're going to take a breath in, and this is a long breath, so again, take it in 2 or 3, whatever it takes. We're going to breathe in, we're going to lock our knees very, very briefly, and we're going to bend at the waist and roll forward. Not try to dive for our toes, we're just going to roll forward. And we're going to hang there for a moment. Let our head pull us down, let our spine just kind of roll out a little bit, let our torso rest. Then like our side, we're going to drop our hips down, we'll do a little scoop, we'll breathe in all the way up and do it again. So, this is the point, like I say, we're from down there to up here is a long, long breath. Okay, so if it takes you 2, it's fine. If it takes 3, it's fine. Don't worry about it, as long as it's slow and even and you're moving slow. Okay? Don't worry about getting your fingers in your toes. It's not important. So, out to our shoulder width. Centered again here. All right, just comfortable. All right, we're going to start right here since we're standing. So we'll take one breath all the way up. So breathe in, lift nice and slow. Like before, roll your hands, let your head go back. Give yourself a good stretch again if you need it. Now, lock your knees very briefly. We're going to bend at the waist and just roll straight forward, breathing out. Let your back relax. There we go. Now, we're going to bend our knees, drop our hips straight down. We're going to scoop near the floor. We're going to breathe in, straighten the knees first, then your back, come all the way up. the knees briefly. Breathe out, roll forward. Drop the hips. Scoop. Breathe in. And out. Scoop. Breathe in. Breathe in. This time we're just going to get vertical. Roll our hands over and breathe out. All done. Back to you, center. All right. Deep breath in. Stuff. So, next posture. Lion wags head, lion shakes head and wags tail. I don't always use the whole title, it's kind of a long title. This is another physical one. Go back to our horse stance, we're going to swing our torso back and forth in a big arc. So again, if you've got back problems, you feel a little like, well, I shouldn't do that. The important thing is your comfort level. Stay comfortable and keep breathing. So if you do nothing at all for this posture, just breathe with us. That's the important thing. Keep that breath going. So, going back to our horse stance. So we're going to step out one time. We're going to shift. Step out again. Now, there's two ways around this one. The easier way, and the one you'll always see if you look at the old manuals from 500 years ago from China, every little drawing of every little figure has his or her hands tucked on their hip right there. So what we're going to do is let our torso roll forward again like we just did in Stars Fall to Earth. That will help you hold it up. The way your torso rests on your biceps, not on your core. Western style is behind your back, like George is going to do. That makes all of your weight, your torso, land right through here. And it builds up the core. But it's a little tougher on your back. It's a little tougher to do. So your choice entirely. There's no shame in doing this at all. This is how you're supposed to do it. This is how Westerners do it. So, and I actually have a little back problem, so I'm going to put my hands on my hips and be down. So, the important thing, we're going to roll forward, let your head pull you forward. We're going to shift to one side, and we're going to breathe in and turn our torso all the way up. And we'll come down, and we'll swap over, and come all the way up again. Nice big swing back and forth. Now, the thing is, when you come to this point here, all you want is to be about vertical. Don't keep trying to pull yourself way, way backward. You hurt yourself. Just come and close to vertical and come back down again. You don't need to get hyperextended. Okay? So, we're going to breathe out, we're going to roll forward, so our lungs are empty, kind of hanging forward. First thing, left foot turns out a little bit. That'll protect your knee. We're going to shift to our left. We're going to breathe in and circle up nice and slow, just to vertical. Breathe out, come back down. Your left foot comes in, your right foot goes out, and you breathe in up your right side. And out. Now nice and slow and controlled. Feet change over, left goes out, breathe in, and out. Left comes in, right goes out, breathe in, and out. Change feet, breathe in, and out. In, and out. Let's keep going. Breathe out. When your lungs are empty, just rest at your center for a moment. Straighten back out. Hands relax. 2 steps back to your center.
I had a back surgery 2
Oh,
months ago.
don't you sweat it.
That's why.
Don't you sweat it, okay? All right. Breathe in for me. Now, I don't know if the microphone picked it up. One of my beginners just told me she had back surgery, and that's why she didn't do that posture. And I understand it's a very, very physical posture, and it demands a lot of your back, but it works out perfectly what I wanted to say, and to you especially, okay? And I want you to listen at home, too. This is important. So, if you've been in my classes before, you probably heard me say this before. I can't just sit and meditate. And when I say meditate, you usually think of like little brown guys in robes and shaved heads in monasteries, and then, you know, somewhere in China, it's all very quiet and somber, and they meditate 9 hours a day, have a bowl of rice, and they meditate some more. I can't just sit and meditate. I'm too Western. I've got to be moving. This is meditation. Meditation is just focusing your mind, not letting it wander off 17 ways to Sunday. So what this does for me specifically is keeps my body just active enough that I feel like I'm doing something. I'm not just sitting here, but I can focus on it. I can focus on that breath. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. I can feel my lungs expand, I can feel my rib cage open up. That's exactly it. It's like moving that cycle round and round. And you can focus on that. And instead of going, I gotta go feed the dog. Oh, I gotta run to Walmart after this. Oh, I gotta pay the bills. Oh, I told my husband yesterday I was upset at him. So, your mind stays in place. That's what meditation really is, being mindful. Keeping your mind here, not running off down those little rabbit holes and everything that happens all the time. That's what we do. So when I say if you don't do all the movements, it's okay, it really is okay, because as long as you're breathing, you're still meditating. You're not doing all the balance challenge stuff and the physical stuff, but you're still doing the core thing here. You're working this muscle up here, this chunk of bacon up here. So don't fret all the little movements. If you're doing a little bit different, are you still breathing? Cool. Do whatever you want to do. This is just a framework for you to breathe through and focus your mind. That's all it is. So don't you sweat it, darling. Okay? All right, so we are up to Marry Heavens and Earth. This is a real simple one. So, again, step out shoulder width, just comfortably. Make sure, especially after that last one, make sure your knees are still bent, because when you get kind of tired, you start doing that to make it easier for yourself to stand up. You start locking your knees. If your knees are bent, with your left hand, palm down, right bar collarbone. Our right is cupped down at the bottom. If you imagine the obvious metaphor, the heavens and the earth, we're going to marry the earth to the heavens. So the heavens stay in place. We're going to breathe in and lift the earth up to the heavens. And to separate, we're going to roll this hand over, breathe out, and push the two apart. Come all the way up. You want to stretch, make sure you don't roll over. Just stretch nice and straight. Palms together. Marry heavens and earth. Breathe in. Head comes forward. This time the other hand rolls over, and you separate and breathe out. Just as easy as that. Breathe in. And out. In. And out. And all we're doing, I hate to say it, all we're doing is giving our body something to do while we breathe. Gives our mind something to focus on. My hands going right? Am I moving slow? Am I stretching enough? While you just breathe. Nice and slow. turn it over, and breathe out. Just like that. There we go. All right. Back to our center. One more sound. Deep breath. So, this is our second changeover point. So our first one came this morning about 2 movements in. That was our warm-up. Instead of stretching and getting on the bar and doing all of the other things like runners do, that was our warm-up. The next 4 we just finished, started telling our body, hey, I need some energy. I don't want some sprinting energy, I want some long-term stuff. I want energy to burn for hours and hours and hours. It's kind of a low grade, like a low fire that burns a long time. These last 2 pieces get that process started. Get a little more active. We do a little punching, we do a little stomping. It's going to get us kind of wound up a little bit, not all crazy. It's interesting to me that we are so easily moved by what we do. You can sit at home on your couch with the TV off and the lights down low, and you can just sit there and be as comfortable as you can be and make a fist. And just hold as hard as you can. Just make a fist. And all of a sudden your forearms tighten and your biceps tighten and your shoulders are coming up and you're breathing real fast and you're getting angry and you want to slap somebody. And all you did was do this. You're in your own home, in the dark, and it's quiet, the dog is asleep and the cat's asleep and everybody's asleep, and you're just sitting there holding your fist, and all of a sudden you're angry. Your heart rate's going, your adrenaline's all jumped up, your blood has left your hands and your feet and your face, and it's all in your center, and you're all cold and clammy. And all you did was that. We're doing the exact opposite. That's why I say don't make a fist, don't get all tense. When you are calm, especially in a group of people, when you're calm and you're breathing deep and slow, your body says there is nothing wrong. I am completely safe, I'm content, I'm happy. Let's relax. Roll the blood pressure down, slow the heart rate down, and you're breathing deep, so you're pouring oxygen in. You got all this wonderful oxygen to use, so all your little capillaries open up. Everything gets warm and kind of tingly and comfortable, and you relax, and your brain relaxes, and you get off that treadmill for a while. You can do this all the time. It just takes that breathing. The more you practice this, the more you can just stop and go, and your body goes, oh yeah, that's when we do this. You relax. The more you do this, the more you can trigger that. So we practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. If you ever watch the videos, and Georgia has worked with me for years on this, so Georgia can tell you. When I start the videos in the morning, so I do my little video broadcast on weekdays, I'll walk in the front yard, get the camera set up and everything, I'll start talking, and immediately my body goes, oh, it's that time again. And I yawn, big old every single time. Because it knows, it's been trained. It knows breathing deep means for half an hour or so, he's going to be calm and comfortable. He ain't going to be in traffic. He ain't going to be fighting nobody. He ain't going to be no throwing hands. He's going to be relaxed. So slow everything down. We train ourselves, and it's simple. It just takes repetition. It takes practice, like everything else. So we practice. We practice some more, and practice some more, and practice some more. All right, so our last 2, let's move a little bit. So, Quan Ti sits on throne. It's in our horse stance again. So we're going to step out one time. We're going to shift. We're going to step again. We're going to step carefully with these little slick shoes. I knew better to wear them today, and I did anyway. They're slick as glass in here. Now, again, you can do this low, do it up high. Up high ain't going to hurt you, I promise. Tuck our forearms in. Again, loose fist. None of this. Okay? All we're going to do is kind of a punching drill, but we're not going to be just flinging punches out there. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to punch out real slow. You can watch for a second. And right before we get to our full extension, And right as we have a little bit of air left, we're going to go. Now, notice I did not go. I didn't tighten my throat up. Let my throat real relaxed. Let that last little bit of air just kind of go and pop out. Okay? And then from there, all we do is take our fingers, pick them up. We're going to roll out and come back. Go left and go back and forth, just like that. The important thing is relax your throat. You don't want to go, you don't need a grunt. Let that air just pop out. Okay? So getting on our left, take a deep breath in. Going to breathe out, come forward nice and slow, and beautiful. Fingers up, roll to the outside, breathe in. On the right, breathe out. Good. Roll, breathe in, and out. Breathe in and out. In, out. In and out. Breathe in and relax. Back to your center, 2 steps, nice and easy. All right. One more side. What you just did, and what you're fixing to do, is work your diaphragm. So remember your grade school biology, there's a big old muscle plate that sits between your lung, your chest cavity, and your guts. It's a big old sheet of muscle in there. And that's what makes your lungs work. When you take control and you tighten that diaphragm up, you force it up, and it forces your lungs empty. All you do is make it stronger. It's a muscle, but you can control it. Ordinarily it does it by itself, thank God, but you can do it by yourself and make it stronger and stronger and stronger. What that does is build lung capacity, and it builds strength, it builds that function. That's all you're doing with that. What we were also doing is getting a little adrenaline, very carefully. We punched, and then we did a real smooth movement to kind of counterbalance it. Like when you cook an omelet, you don't put the fire on 10 and just flash fry it. You put it just a little bit, just enough. That's our just enough. We're going from full tilt, calm down, keep it level. You're controlling yourself. All we're doing in this class is taking a little bit of control over ourselves. Easy stuff. So, last posture, stamp the earth. Now, I always tell people, because we're on concrete in here, we're going to change it up a little bit. If we were out somewhere soft, if we had carpet, if we were on grass and on sand, we would breathe in, rise up on our toes, and then land. I guarantee you, Show felt the floor vibrate when I did that. That's a lot of impact on your ankles, your knees, your back, and that's not good for you. So in here, what we're going to do is breathe in, we're going to bounce. Get your knees, that's it, let your knees take that impact. Okay, that saves this back here, and these down here, because all of mine are bad, I promise you. So we'll take very careful with this. And if it's going to bother you, then stand and breathe with us. Easy stuff. The important thing here, like our last one, is our breath isn't going to come slow this time. We're going to breathe in, and instead of going at the end, we're going to dump that whole lung full at one go. So it's going to sound like I can feel that thing, that diaphragm just clench and push. So as hard as you can, just fire that air out. Let your throat relax. You're not trying to go, or just let it flow out of you as fast as you can. Okay? So, shoulder width, hands behind your back. Now, we're going to breathe in kind of quick, so it doesn't take long to get up on your toes. And we'll breathe out and just dump that whole lungful. So, breathe in. Breathe in. Come on, help me back. In. There you go. One more. Easy as that. Back to your center. That means class is over. Ordinarily, I don't do that a lot. Well, for a while here, I've been just teaching kind of free form till I'm done, and we've been doing a Tai Chi class afterwards. And here of late, they've kind of said, I need you to kind of be out of here in an hour. So that's my hour. Worked out perfectly, I gotta say. So, and that's all there is to it. You're done for the day. I mean, you can go and do your thing now. You should have a little energy to last you 4 or 5 hours. Easy as that. I'll say this real quick. The videos always go out every Monday through Saturday. I do the weekdays at my house, 8 a.m. Just a live video for you. They're archived on Facebook. If you go on Facebook, you can just type in the Levy Tai Chi School, T-A-I-C-H-I. Well, that Levy right there. So we first started class out there at Levy, Georgia and I, about 8 years ago. All the videos are there. There's days and weeks and months of them. There's at least a year and 2 months of them on there. If you want to do it at home, do it early. Don't do this in the evenings. You won't sleep. Because you've got energy built up, you're like, yeah, I gotta go do something. And you lay in bed going, I gotta sleep, I gotta do something. So this is not an evening thing, it's a morning thing. The earlier the better. Because then you get this energy to carry you through the day, especially if that weak spot about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you're starting to crash, and you want to get some coffee or something. Do this instead. Let it carry you through to the evening. And you keep doing it. That's the thing. You just keep coming back. You keep doing it. Keep watching the videos. There's even a little piece of paper downstairs that has all the little postures drawn out. You can do them at home if you don't want to watch the videos. And you can come every Saturday and do it for free. I mean, however you want to do it. But as long as you do it and you keep doing it, every time gets a little better, a little better, a little better. It builds and builds. It's like building a house. One brick, then a second one, then a fifth one. Then you got a wall suddenly. Turn a corner, more bricks. You got a corner now. That's all it is. A little effort and it pays. So, thank you at home. Thank you here very, very much. Good to see you all. And I will see you all next Saturday here. And I'll see you Monday morning in the videos, 8 a.m. Until then, please, as always, stay safe and be well, okay?
Thank you.
All right.